Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to Croatia and we're having a look at a beer from the Graden Brewery, and this is the Citrus IPA, which is a classic IPA transformed by fresh orange, grapefruit and lime, clocking in at 7.2% ABV in a fridge 30ml can, and picked this up from Wigan Central, which is a great little bar in Wigan, right next to Wigan Northwestern. So if you're ever on the train and you're passing through Wigan and you've got a bit of time to kill, then you can get yourself some nice beer. But yeah, so this is take two of the beer review because I got interrupted mid-flow, and yeah, so I've never had anything from these guys before, and I've heard a lot about them. I think my good friend Dean has reviewed this one, and he had some positive things to say about it, but with it being brewed with orange, grapefruit and lime, if I remember correctly, he was having some issues with it being a little bit synthetic tasting. But I love my citrus IPAs and pale ales, as you probably all well know now, or 5 regular viewers of mine. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to giving it a try, and spoiler alert, I've already been drinking it because I was halfway through a review, and I'm sat on the floor like a twat because I'm in the middle of doing some sorting out, and yeah, I thought I'd take a break, have a beer review, and then we're going up in the loft to sort that out as well, so fun times. But yeah, this is what the beer looks like in the glass, and as I said, I have drank a little bit of it. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the brown shade you get from Coca-Cola bottle sweets, or cola bottle sweets I should say, from like Haribo. It really does look like that, especially in person. It's got a tiny bit of haze there, but not too much. Lovely sort of like nutty browny look, loads of dark amber hues. It's a bit of a darker IPA than I was expecting, to be honest. And the head itself is sort of like a slightly tan coloured head, like a pale tan. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. So let's see what we get on the nose. And you're getting just hit in the face with that grapefruit, orange and lime character. More so, I'd say the grapefruit, which is fine by me. But you get that sort of like blood orange character. There's like a little bit of a candy-like sweetness in there. Slight subtle like brown sugar caramel sort of note, which I do find a lot with grapefruit. There's like this very subtle chocolatey note I get with grapefruit for some reason. And this is what I'm getting in this. It's like grapefruit like compote or jelly, or sort of like a filling, but then it's surrounded by like a slightly bitter chocolate. That's what I'm getting on the nose. Not getting too much lime. It's there, but I'd say it's more of like a powdered lemon character, but it smells absolutely wonderful. The nose is just perfect for me. This is what I love when we get beers like this. But yeah, it smells really good, looks good, so let's give it a taste. Cheers. That's how you don't drink a beer, by the way. I drooled all over myself then. There is that subtle sort of like synthetic edge, but you could tell that it's like genuine fruit in there, because you get that earthiness that you get with fruit. Do you know what I mean? There's always like a very subtle savoury earthiness with fruit, I find. And this is it. It reminds me of like when you've peeled like an orange or a grapefruit, and there's still a little bit of like the white inner flesh in there, so you get that sort of like earthiness. That's what it reminds you of, and you're getting that with this beer. Lovely sweetness though. It's more of a caramel-like sweetness as opposed to like sprinkling it with sugar. But it's not too much, it's not too sweet. The balance is really nice. Hardly any acidity, considering it is a citrus IPA. Grapefruit, I would say, is the most dominant flavour out of all of them, which is not a problem for me because I love the flavour of grapefruit. It doesn't have like that harsh bitterness that grapefruit juice would have though. But yeah, this is a lovely sessionable beer, even though it's like 7.2%. They've masked it brilliantly. You could just be sat in the garden like drinking this. It's a really damn good beer, and don't know why I did that then. Mind you, I have got light shining directly at me from outside the window, but yeah, not a bad introduction at all. It's got that like Haribo edge to it, like a candy like sweetness. Even though I just contradicted myself by saying you get the brown sugar sweetness as well. But yeah, very subtly synthetic, but there's enough genuine fruit flavour there for it to be not to become like sickly or like too fake tasting. So yeah, lovely and simple citrus IPA. I love these sorts of beers, so chances were I was going to enjoy it, and I bloody well did. I have to do like a video series where I compare like different citrus IPAs and pale ales, do like a little bit of a tournament or something. I mean, I'd love it because I'd be drinking fantastic beers and you might get something out of it, but I am getting like subtle Elvis juice vibes from this. Definitely. Which to me is like one of my all-time favourite beers, so take that as a compliment or an insult, a positive or a negative, however you see that, but for my palate this is really nice, and yeah, tiny bit synthetic, which is stopping it from getting a perfect score for me, but the body's perfect, it's light, it's crisp, packed full of flavour. The hops are still there as well. Lovely American hop character. Lovely bitterness on the back end. So, in terms of a rating, I would happily give this one a 9 out of 10 from the Graden Brewery Citrus IPA, and one that I would happily drink time and time again. So, if you've tried this one, then let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. If you've tried anything from the brewery, then of course your thoughts, recommendations, as well as any other beers that sound like this, because I'm always on the hunt for a citrus IPA. If it's got fruits in there, I'm going to drink it. And yeah, so check out the brewery, check out my I need to actually create a citrus IPA playlist, which I hopefully will do by the time you're watching this, so it might be in there. Check out Wigan Central. As I said, I think Dean did a review of this, so check out his review, and anyone else who's done a review of it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll join me next time for another beer review. Cheers. And hopefully it's a bit of a better setup than this.